All right, let's try that again. So, I'm going to start out by saying we all learned last night that Steve Jobs has passed, and I was saddened. I mean, as much as you get when any public figure that you don't know passes, he had a huge impact on um, everything technology related. And so, even if you didn't buy an Apple product, you probably have bought one that was influenced by Apple. Or, you know, Apple's competition made the company that you purchased your device from work harder or lower prices or work on quality. So if you've purchased an electronic device in the last 2 years, Apple's, I can pretty surely say that Apple's had an effect. Um, and I was laughing last night that Steve knew there was only one way to bury the disappointment of the iPhone 4S, and that was by his passing. The iPhone 4S was a disappointment, is a disappointment, will be a disappointment, past, present, and future. Um, Namely because I think when they when everybody realized they were breaking with their summer release, we thought it has to be a new design. There's no way it would take 15 months to do swapping an A5, a better camera, and a dual mode telephony chip. And so when we saw all the cases being released for the iPhone 5, the tapered design, larger screen, we all thought, okay, there's a good reason to delay unveiling the next iPhone. They were busy redesigning it into this crazy thin package. And what we found was it took them 15 months to get a dual-core processor, a better camera, and Siri, which they acquired, I think, 2 years ago. Um, so it's a disappointment. It's a disappointment for those of us wanting a T-Mobile iPhone. The GSM part of the iPhone only runs at 14 megs. In comparison, T-Mobile is rolling out their 42 meg HSPA plus network. And there are phones coming this month that do 42. So if you're looking at I've been comparing kind of the top specs of the iPhone 4S with the top Android phones that are coming out this month, and the screen's about an inch smaller than the Galaxy 2S or S2. I don't know how they name their phones. CPU is probably right on board. I think RAM is probably half of what the new Galaxies run. And connectivity. I mean, in this age of, uploading and downloading huge photos and people trying to stream, Netflix or video podcasts, connectivity matters. And so to not have LTE or WiMAX or 21 or 42 meg HSPA plus, I think hurts them. Verizon's been doing this huge push on LTE, and we're 2 or 3 times faster than everybody else's 3G network. And so to still have, to come out with a flagship device that runs on CDMA on Sprint and Verizon, I think is a problem. If you have a Verizon iPhone, you know that downloading stuff takes longer than on AT&T. If you've got best case scenarios for both. So I think it's a problem. I think the smaller screen hurts them. And, Siri seems like a pretty cool technology. We still don't have turn-by-turn navigation built in. So, something like that. So I can ask Siri to, convert dollars into pounds, but I can't get turn-by-turn navigation. That's been a hallmark, a staple of Android, 2.0 handsets now, and Apple still hasn't caught up. So I think they just missed some pretty basic bases. I mean, if they put it, got like a spreadsheet and say we want to compete with the top Android devices on features, they haven't done that. They've missed an opportunity. What they have done is given a great upgrade for loyal iPhone users. Launching apps is going to be faster. You'll have, games with better graphics. You may use Siri to dictate text messages. I think they're not keeping up by adopting the cutting edge technology and pushing the limit. Because basically what will happen is when they release the next iPhone, they will have basically had the same phone on the market for 2.5 years, 2.33 years. And that's another problem they've had with software, is that they haven't developed. Recently I bought and returned a G1. But if you look at where Android has gone from when it started to where it is now, can you still get around, are you completely disoriented? No, but you can tell that it's evolved drastically. Google has pushed the bar on Android. They've changed the UI, they're constantly adding new technologies and evolving. Whereas if you pick up a first-gen iPhone and looked at the screen, and you looked at an iPhone 4S now, they are practically identical. I mean, the display is crisper, the dock has a new kind of 3D look, but other than that, well, notifications are new. But the basics haven't changed, which is part of Apple's design philosophy. They evolve. They don't necessarily, revolutionize what they've done previously. So I think they just need to innovate more. I think that they're improving, but they're not pushing the envelope like they were when that first came out. So I'm not getting a new iPhone. Maybe when the iPhone 5 comes out, they'll eventually have a T-Mobile version or something with LTE. But right now, I'm kind of meh. I mean, if you want a great new iPhone, they've got one on sale for pre-order starting tomorrow. But if you're looking for, something with the fastest data or the best screen, I think that there are other phones out there that could do a better job than the new iPhone 4S. So, sorry, Apple. Good try, though. You'll still sell tens of millions of them, so you'll be okay. You're not in any immediate harm, but it's time to think differently.